On the 5th of June, 1960, on the shores of a quiet Finnish lake called Lake Bodom, the peace of the summer night was shattered forever. What was supposed to be a carefree camping trip for 4 teenagers turned into one of the most mysterious and horrifying murder cases in European history. A crime that, even after more than 60 years, still has no clear answer. This is the story of the Lake Bodom murders. It was a bright summer weekend. 4 friends, Seppo Boisman, 18, his girlfriend Tuulikki Mäki, 15, Maila Irmeli Björklund, 15, and Nils Gustafsson, 18, decided to spend the night camping near Lake Bodom. The area was popular. Families would fish, swim, and relax by the calm waters. Nobody could imagine that something unspeakable was about to happen. The group set up their small tent near the water. They laughed, told stories, and as the night grew darker, the forest surrounding the lake became silent, except for the rustle of the wind. Sometime between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., while the campers were sleeping, an unknown attacker approached the tent. The weapon? It was never confirmed, but the victims were brutally beaten and stabbed. The attack was so savage that even today investigators cannot fully explain how it happened without anyone hearing a thing. Seppo and Tuulikki were found dead inside the tent. Maila Irmeli, the other girl, was discovered outside the tent. She had been stabbed multiple times and seemed to have fought back. Only Nils Gustafsson, the 4th camper, survived. He was found lying on top of the collapsed tent with broken bones, a concussion, and facial injuries so severe his jaw was fractured. His shoes were missing and would later be found hidden in the woods. The scene was chaotic, but there was one terrifying detail. The killer had cut the tent open from the outside, slashing through the fabric before attacking. At around 11 in the morning, 2 young boys biking near the lake saw what they thought was just a collapsed tent. As they got closer, they noticed blood. Panicked, they rushed to call for help. When the police arrived, they were horrified. 3 teenagers were dead. Only Niels, covered in blood and barely conscious, was alive. But here is where the mystery deepens. The crime scene was poorly handled. People walked around the area, contaminating evidence. Some personal items were stolen, including wallets and pieces of clothing. The investigation was already doomed. For decades, the question haunted Finland. Who killed the Lake Bodom campers? Theory 1, the local suspect. One man named Hans Assmann quickly became a focus. He was a German immigrant living not far from the lake. The day after the murders, he appeared at a hospital in Helsinki with bloodstains on his clothes and dirt under his nails. The nurses said he was acting suspicious, nervous, and aggressive, but the police dismissed him, claiming the blood was animal blood. To this day, many believe Assmann could have been the killer, or at least knew more than he admitted. Theory 2, random stranger. Another theory suggests that a wandering stranger, possibly a violent drifter or escaped prisoner, attacked the campers at random. The brutality of the stabbings points to uncontrolled rage, but no such suspect was ever found. Theory 3, the survivor himself. Years later, suspicion turned toward the survivor, Nils Gustafsson. Investigators wondered, could his injuries have been staged? Was it possible he had a fight with the others, lost control, and killed his friends? In 2004, 44 years after the murders, DNA testing reopened the case. Niels was arrested and charged with the murders. The prosecution argued that jealousy might have been the motive, especially toward his girlfriend Irmeli. But in 2005, after a long trial, Niels was acquitted. The evidence was not enough. He walked free. What do you think happened at Lake Bodom? Was it Assmann, the mysterious stranger, or the survivor himself? Let me know your theory in the comments below. And if you enjoy true horror stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell, so you never miss the next nightmare. To this day, when you visit Lake Bodom, the water looks calm, the trees stand tall, and the place feels peaceful. But behind that peace lies a story soaked in blood, a story of laughter that turned to screams, a story of young lives cut short, a story with no ending. And when darkness falls over Lake Bodom, locals say the forest still remembers. The whispers of that night still linger in the wind. This was The Midnight Tale, the story of the Lake Bodom murders. Sleep well if you can.